If you find it challenging to navigate digital places and spaces, social media, as a sensitive soul and an empath, I invite you to stick around for this video because I'm going to talk about this topic and share some techniques and tools to help you reclaim your sovereignty and thrive in any digital space. My name is Christine from Kyanite Psychic Services, and I love to help sensitive and creative souls build trust and confidence in their gifts and abilities. And you can find me online at kyanitepsychic.com. So the first thing that I want to say is you're not alone if you find it challenging to be on social media as a sensitive person. And you likely already know this because there are so many articles that talk about the downsides of being on these platforms. A lot of people are sharing their experiences. Right now, at the time that I'm filming this video in 2025, a lot of people are starting to divest from certain platforms because they don't feel that they're safe or healthy spaces. And one thing that I want to touch on is energetically, why can it be so challenging to be in these spaces as a sensitive person or as any human being, really? The biggest thing is that our awareness when we're consuming media, right, when we're in any digital space, often has this tendency to want to get sucked into these spaces and comes out of our body into the computer, into the phone. And maybe you've had this experience, right, where you're scrolling and all of a sudden it's like you're not aware of your surroundings at all. Right? It's why they say don't text and drive. Don't be on your phone while you're crossing the street, right? Where you completely lose sense of your environment, of other people talking to you in the room, because your awareness is squarely in that phone or in that computer, in that television. So, in order to reclaim your sovereignty and be in these digital spaces in a more healthy way, it's important to become aware of your awareness. I know that sounds funny, but really, our awareness is the part of the piece of our higher self or eternal soul that lives in our body in each incarnation. And we're happiest, we're most vital in mind, body, and spirit when our awareness rests in our body when we're awake, right? When it rests fully in our body and when we're running off of our own information and our own energy, right? That's where we're most vital. But, to be real, as humans, during our waking life, often our conscious awareness will dip in and out of the body, right? That sounds more extreme than it actually is. Think about it this way. When you daydream, right? Say you're at your desk at work and all of a sudden you're daydreaming about a vacation you're about to take in a couple weeks. And so in your mind's eye, you're on that beach, right? On that tropical island. Well, really, your awareness is leaving your body and going to this astral space, right? This astral vacation space. And you're not aware of your surroundings. You're not aware if people are talking to you when you're daydreaming. And then all of a sudden, boop, you come back in your body and you're aware of, oh, I'm at my desk, I'm at work. Oh, yeah, what was I doing? And that's a common thing for us, right? To daydream or to dip out for a second. Sometimes when we're thinking about someone else or a conversation that we had or want to have with someone, our awareness will come out of our body, kind of go to that person, right? We're not intending to do this, but it does, right? When there's a lot of charge behind that thought. And we'll go have that conversation or interaction astrally and then boop, back in the body, right? I spoke about this earlier too in another video about going unconscious in meditation. When you lose the speaker's voice in a guided meditation, your awareness has left your body, most often because you hit some unconscious energy, but your awareness has left your body. It's floating somewhere out there. And then when you reconnect with the speaker's voice, that's when your awareness is dipped back into your body. So when that relates to social media, right, it's not beneficial for us to spend hours a day with our awareness out of our body in the phone or deep in the computer or in the television or whatever device it is, right? Because we're most vital when we're in our body, in our own energy and information. So, as a sensitive person, just start to notice when you're on the phone or wherever, do I have a sense of my feet? Do I have a sense of my legs, my butt in the chair? Right? Do I have a sense of my physical body, or am I just pure consciousness and this information that I'm taking in? And if the answer is, oh, I actually didn't have a sense of my body, okay, just bring yourself back to center and bring yourself back into your body and just put whatever it is down and take a moment to disconnect from it, right? I found over time that I had to retrain myself to keep my awareness in the body when I was consuming other media or just on different platforms, right? And for a moment, I had to step away. Sometimes I still do. I just need to step away because it might feel hard to keep my awareness fully within myself and then gradually kind of come back to those spaces in a healthy way, making sure that I have a sense of myself while I'm listening or looking or reading or whatnot. Right. So, really pay attention to that, especially those of you that are sensitive souls, empaths, energy workers, right? Keep Keep yourself in the driver's seat right there in the center of your head. And if you're not really sure how to bring your awareness fully into your body, I've got a great free workshop called Awaken Your Awareness that helps you do just that. And I'll put a link to that in the comments and also up above. And then the next thing to really be mindful of is that, well, we're constantly in exchange of energy with people, places, and things out there in the world. I've spoken about this before and more in, I guess, the context of the physical, but it absolutely extends into the digital. So, whose energy are you exchanging with? Right? Be really mindful of what you're consuming. And I will add to that, pay attention to your body. So, that's the catch, right? If our awareness is in the phone or in the computer, we're not paying attention to our body. We're not really aware of our body. And a lot of the time, when we're taking in energy and information that's not beneficial for us, our body is going to give us a cue. We might feel some tension, some discomfort. Maybe you feel it in your gut. Maybe something kind of puts some pressure on your head or in your face. Or your body is a very adept communicator, right? And also emotions. Those are communications from our body. So, what is your body telling you when you're consuming certain media? And if it's giving you a signal, like a strong signal, like a headache, I've had that before, then that's a cue to step away, create some space, ground yourself, be in your center, and just disconnect from all outside sources of information for a moment. And I want to be clear, that's not to say that there's good and bad in the information space, right? When we're taking a neutral look, there's energy and information that's in alignment with us, wherever we're at on our path, and there's energy and information that's not in alignment. And if something is not in alignment or not beneficial for you, your body is going to tell you. Your intuition will tell you. So are you listening? Right? So once you bring your awareness in, start to notice, look for those cues. And even if you're there consuming a lot of information that might be beneficial to you, it's also important to take some time as a sensitive soul, as an energy worker or an empath, to separate from all that is not you, from other people's information, and just clear out your space, right? Because again, we're most vital when we're in our body, when we're running off of our own energy and information. Something that I love to do um, is to ground. Not shocking because a lot of my meditations on this channel include grounding, but just to ground myself and start to release any energy that's not mine, whatever I was looking at, reading, listening to from the day, just to let it leave my space. And I take a few minutes to do that at the end of every day. It's part of my own personal routine. I also created on this channel a while back a video that walks you through working with a simple and powerful tool to separate from other people's energy. And this can be very helpful in the space of social media or any digital space. Um, if you've been, watching a whole lot of videos or really going deep into a topic, maybe you realized your awareness went into it and you got to pull out of it. It's also beneficial to use some energetic tools to specifically separate from whatever that is, whether it's a person, a topic, a thing, right? So that you clear it from your space and you can be fully in your own energy. Again, I find personally for me that it's really beneficial to do this at the end of the day. And it just helps me to be more relaxed and at peace. It helps me sleep better. And one thing to say to that, um, maybe you've had this experience. I know I have, where if you watched a movie or you're listening to something and you don't disconnect from it, a variation of it will show up in your dream space in the astral while you're sleeping. So if you don't want that, it can be beneficial to separate from whatever media you were consuming before you go to sleep so you have a nice clear astral experience, right? And the last thing I want to touch on is energetic protection. As a sensitive soul, especially when we're viewing a whole lot of media and information, communication from all kinds of people all over the world, right? That can be beautiful. But when we're sensitive, sometimes we have this tendency to take on other people's pain, other people's struggles and dramas and concerns. And while it can be beneficial to be an informed human on this planet, we don't want to put our head in the sand. That's not beneficial to anyone. There's a fine line where it's not healthy for us to take on the pain of others that isn't ours to bear, to take on the solving of what might not be in our soul's agreements to solve. So if you find that you're deep in the social media space, taking on all of the burdens that other people are putting out there, right? That is completely non-beneficial. And it distracts from your own self-healing, and it can distract from the ways that you're here to be of service to your community, your people, wherever they are, right? So the practice of using energetic protections or tools to keep your field neutral can come in as very, very handy, very important for us when we're in these digital spaces. Psychic protection, as I like to say, is really unique to each and every one of us. There are some core fundamental tools, but you can customize it for what feels powerful and protective to you. And it's not out of a space of paranoia, like if I look at this thing, it's going to get me or anything like that. But it's more, I'm going to keep all of my energy in my body, in my space. I'm going to keep the energy of whatever it is I'm looking at in the phone in its own respective space. All these things have really helped me into a healthier place and a healthier relationship with social media. And that's been really important, not only because I have my practice and a lot of it is online, but just for my own mental, emotional health and well-being. We always have the power to shift and change our energy for our benefit at any given time. If you are not familiar with ways to call back your energy and life force from wherever you might have left it, I've got a really simple, powerful meditation that can help you do that. So I'll put a little link up there if you feel like you need to check that out. But call back your energy anytime you log off of whatever platform you like to be on. So that's what I have to share with you today. Thank you so much for being here and for taking time to share space with me. If you'd like to connect with me further, I have quite a few workshops, long-term courses, and services that can be a benefit to you as a sensitive soul on this planet. And I'll put links to all of those below. And I look forward to connecting with you in the next video.